Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I'm here to talk about Steve Garcia versus Melquizael Costa. Mel Costa is 20-6 as a pro, 27 years old, and he's given up 2 inches of reach to 14-5 Steve Garcia, who is 31 years old. I'm sorry, he's given up 2 inches of height, not reach. I don't know what I said. Either way, it's height. Steve Garcia, who is 2 inches taller, again, has 11 wins by knockout in his 14 wins, 0 by submission, and the other 3 by decision. He is a knockout artist first and foremost, a brawler. We've already seen it at the UFC level. This guy makes shit happen. His goal is to reduce the fight to a brawl right away, and he usually gets the better of that. But now, since being a UFC fighter, he's been knocked out for the first time. That's one of his 5 losses to Mahashate. Mahashate, big, strong, physical kid, and he was able to go through him. He's got 1 submission loss. That's to Elon Cruz, rear naked choke in round 1. He's a very good fighter. And 3 decision losses to Luis Pena, and then Ricky Tercios and Joe Warren in Bellator. And he was largely out-grappled in those fights. Out-grappled, out-controlled, out-wrestled, frankly. And Steve Garcia, he couldn't handle it. He wasn't able to deal with the wrestling, but he's still a tough guy to put away, because those are some very skilled fighters. Joe Warren was more of a pure wrestler, but still, the guy was a workhorse and a very good fighter in his day. And Ricky Tercios, he's in his day now, I guess, but still a very talented fighter back then in Bellator. And Steve Garcia, as I said, 11 of his wins come by knockout. He got that best one, in my opinion, over Shailon Nurbandeke. He knocked out Shailon after getting hurt in round 1, and then he came alive before the round was through and ended up getting him out of there in round 2. Great body shots as well, Steve Garcia, but he is, he'll mix it up. He's not some headhunter, but he's a brawler, and brawlers tend to headhunt. He steamrolled Chase Hooper, fight that I got completely wrong, as well as Charlie Ontiveros. That was a little longer than I expected. And he also beat Chepe Mariscal in the LFA, even though it wasn't the best stoppage in my opinion. But Steve Garcia, he's a very good fighter. And it's, one of his 3 decisions comes in Bellator over Ronnie Lawrence. So Steve Garcia is no stranger to fighting long, hard fights, and only a few guys have been able to get him out. Otherwise, you're in for a tough fight against him. Mel Costa, he's 20-6 as a pro. He's got a much more well-rounded skill set. He has 7 knockouts, 6 submissions, and 7 decisions. Joffrey, you got to watch out. Stop biting the phone. Joffrey. I mean the expensive camera that I invested in. Mel Costa, he's got 7 decisions as well. And, of course, we saw the last against Austin Lingo in the UFC, and he looked phenomenal in that fight. The guy is just a really good fighter. I think he's really good everywhere. He still might be a little susceptible to getting submitted, but that was, I think, a short notice fight he took against Thiago Moises, who's a fucking beast, despite some recent results. But Thiago's the only guy to put him away, aside from this other guy, Rafael Barbosa, who, I think it's Barbosa Jr., who arm triangle choked him in round 3, which I believe is what Jamal Emmers did to him. But Rafael Barbosa is a good fighter himself, and that's the only other guy to finish Mel Costa. And then the 3 decision losses come to very good fighters themselves, good Brazilian fighters. Antonio Monteiro, Italo Gomez, and Marcos Vinicius da Silva dos Santos or something. I don't know. Either way, though, the guy's never lost to a shit fighter. Even one of those losses early in his career where you think, it'll be like this never happened. No, they're all good fighters. And from what I've seen of him in the UFC, I think he's going to be too much for Steve Garcia on a technical basis. I think Steve Garcia is much more dangerous than Austin Lingo, so he could change this fight, but he's going to have to create moments to win this fight. I think Mel Costa is a much cleaner striker. I think he's capable of being the matador. against a brawler type, just like he did against Austin Lingo, but then turning things around and being the bull as well. And he mixes shit up. Mel Costa, I expect that from him here in this fight. Steve Garcia is a little taller. I think Melk will be trying to get in under his hips and take him down. I don't know if he's going to advance and put him away, but I think it's going to make the striking more favorable for Mel Costa. And I just see him outpointing Steve Garcia. I'm picking Melk to win a decision. I trust his chin. He's got one TKO, but it's a doctor stoppage after 1 round. So it's not like he was knocked unconscious, certainly. And I think he's a healthy young kid. And I think Steve Garcia's got a lot more vulnerabilities. And even without all that, I trust Melk on a technical basis, on a technical level. So Mel Costa is the pick. But the pick is, I guess, him winning by decision. And so far with no props, I still saw value in his money line at -215. So, Mel Costa. Like, share, subscribe, all that horseshit. Check out my other videos.